One of the hardest things in life is constantly comparing ourselves to others. We keep asking, why is he doing so well and I'm not? But what we don't realize is, our journey is not the same as theirs. Think about it. If a fish spends its life wishing it could fly, it will always feel like a failure, even though it can swim across an entire ocean. These days, because of social media, this habit of comparing has only grown worse. We see someone else's highlight, and suddenly our own life feels small. We forget the gifts we already have, and slowly, this way of thinking drains people into sadness and hopelessness. That's why today's story is for anyone who has ever felt, "I'll never be as good as them." Listen closely, because every line in this story can change how you see yourself. There was once a small village near a bustling town, and next to it stretched a vast green forest. In that village lived a boy named Ethan. He was kind, hard-working, and sincere, but he had one habit that kept stealing his happiness. He always compared himself with others. When his friend Liam scored top marks in class, Ethan thought, "Why can't I be as smart as him?" When he saw his neighbor Ryan living in wealth, he sighed, "If only I had that kind of money." Even watching someone run faster than him made him sad. Day by day, these thoughts made Ethan more unhappy. He couldn't focus, he stopped enjoying the little things, and he kept repeating to himself, "I'll never be like them." One day, a wise old man visited the village. Everyone called him Grandpa Joe. He was loved for his advice and his kindness. Ethan went to him and said, "Grandpa, I work hard, but whenever I see others doing better, I feel so small. I'll never be like them." Grandpa Joe smiled and replied, "Come meet me tomorrow at the oldest tree in the village. There, you'll find your answer." The next morning, Ethan arrived. Grandpa Joe was already waiting. "Look around carefully," he said. "What do you see?" Ethan looked around. "Grandpa, there are so many trees here. Some tall, some short, some heavy with fruit, others with none." Grandpa Joe smiled. "Now imagine if this apple tree said, 'I wish I were tall like the coconut tree,' or the coconut tree said, 'I wish I had sweet fruits like apples.' How silly would that sound?" Ethan laughed. "Very silly, Grandpa." "Exactly," Grandpa Joe said. "Now tell me, how does this forest feel to you?" Ethan replied, "It feels peaceful, beautiful, everything fits." "Just like life," said Grandpa Joe. "Each tree has its own gift. The apple tree gives sweetness. The coconut tree is tall and strong. Different, but both are needed. In the same way, every person has their own strengths." Then Grandpa Joe took Ethan to a pond. Fish swam gracefully in the water, while birds soared high in the sky. Grandpa Joe asked, "What if the fish said, 'I wish I could fly like the bird'? Would that make sense?" Ethan shook his head. "No, Grandpa. Fish are meant to swim, birds to fly." Grandpa Joe smiled gently. "Then why do you wish to live someone else's life? You too have strengths. Maybe you just haven't seen them yet. Find them. Walk your own path." Ethan's heart shifted that day. He realized everyone is different, and comparing only creates pain. From then on, he stopped comparing himself. He focused on his own talents and hard work. Slowly, his confidence returned. Life began to feel exciting again. Years later, Ethan built his own business. He became an inspiration to the entire village. Whenever people asked, "How did you become so successful?" Ethan would smile and say, "Never compare yourself to others. If a fish tries to fly, it will feel like a failure, but if it swims, it can rule the ocean."